Restore the hours if I install it. Whoa. Give me 1 second here. I'm checking something out. Let's see. New folder. Let's create that. All right. 2011. Dragon Age 2 came out. March. That means it was 3 months after my divorce. Interesting. Or my divorce was finalized. All right. Hey, bud. I am going to be doing a rant. I hope you're doing well. And before that, we do that, I'm going to play. Yeah, let's do some yacht rock. Yeah, let's see if I can find that one. I did that one already. Here we go. This is after this, I got a rant to do, and it's kind of annoying me. I'm a big fan of a game that just saw an interview for it, and it does not pause volume. Okay, go. It did not make me happy. Skip. All right, here we go. This is Mr. Nick Harrison's AI created yacht rock song conversion called Yacht Rock cover Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses.
Bring it to your knees, knees. Oh, I wanna see you bleed. Welcome to the jungle. We take it day by day. If you want, you're gonna bleed, but it's the price to pay. And you're a very sexy girl, and very hard to please. You can taste the bright lights, but you won't get there for free. In the jungle. I wanna hear you scream. And when you're high, you never wanna come down. Yeah. Welcome to the jungle. It gets worse here every day. You learn to live like an animal in the jungle where we play. If you got hunger for what you see, you'll take it eventually. You can have everything you want, but you better not take it from me. In the jungle, welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring it to your knees. Yes, of course you bleed. And when you're high, you never wanna come down. So down, oh down, yeah. You know where you are. You're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. In the jungle, welcome to the jungle. Watch it bring it to your knees. In the jungle, welcome to the jungle. Feel my serpentine.
was actually pretty good. As blasphemous as that was, it was actually pretty good. All right, so I have a rant going on here. I was excited. Um, yeah, I was going to procrastinate about this rant because I generally don't want to piss people off. I try to be as much accommodating to individuals as possible. I tend to try to be the middle person, middle ground, and enjoy the actual game. Enjoy the experience of having friends, family, games and stuff like that. So we're going. So I got a little kind of a history lesson here for you. I didn't do it. Okay. Let's see, how can I say this? I just saw the interview with the game tester. Um, that he did the interview on Twitch. Now, hope to be honest, I'm hoping all this is not true. I mean, it's just annoying. I I'm expecting more because of how some of the games come out lately that it's true. It's actually a real thing that happened. So, plus after watching the videos and watching another person, another tester revealing some facts about the game, about this video game that I'm going to talk about, I've already did a post on X about it. I how do I say this? Back in 2010, I was married for 10 years. I generally don't really, when it comes to breaking up or ending relationships, I'm the one that usually doesn't do it unless someone pushes me over the edge. I'm just kind of that laid back in that sense. And in 2010, after spending 5 years trying to rekindle my marriage, because my ex-wife kind of made it hard to live with each other. We didn't want to talk, didn't want to have expressions of love and stuff like that. It was just some frustrating things and aspects. And then one day someone asked me if I was happy, and I went for a long, long walk to try to figure out if I was happy. And I just realized that I'm walking by myself. I'm not walking with my wife. I'm not walking with my son, my sister, or anybody. I'm walking by myself. And, getting the answer that, yes, I am not happy. And so I tried to make changes to it. Um, tried to get my ex-wife to be more expressive, tried to get her to talk about what's going on in her head and stuff like that, and it weighed down even more upon me and made it really hard to even want to do anything. um, so I got a divorce, and divorce was finalized in 2011. Now my good friend, who was my son's godfather, allowed me to stay with him in his place, and I got introduced to a game on the Xbox. And I generally don't like playing games on Xboxes unless it's like racing games and stuff like that. RPG games I don't do well on Xbox. I prefer them better on the PC. So anyway, excuse me one second. I gotta adjust something. Anyway, what happened was I got introduced to the game Mass Effect on the Xbox, and I go, "This is great." Um, is it out for the PC too? And then, sure enough, I found it is on the PC. Uh, and so I went to Steam and I bought it immediately and played the crap out of it. Let's see, how many hours do I have in Mass Effect? Just Mass Effect 1. Yeah, not. So regular Mass Effect 1, between the EA version and the actual my Steam version. Because I did get it eventually. I did get it on EA. I have over 800 hours in playing Mass Effect 1. Um, Mass Effect 2. I saw Mass Effect 2 was out also, and it was just coming out or just came out. I think is when it just came out for the in 2010. Yeah, so it's already been out for a few months, and so I bought that and I played the crap out of that. Um, and then I go, what other games? And I played both those games. I was like, what other games do they have that it was created by this company, BioWare? And I found out that they made Dragon Age. So I went and bought Dragon Age Origins. The it was at Target, and they had Dragon Age Origins and Awakening expansion all in one box. Um, for $20, I bought it, and uh, with that game, with Dragon Age uh, Origins and Awakenings, I have over 800 hours playing that alone because I played not just one character or one sex of a character. I played every possible creation and character fighter type, fighter, mage, rogue, um, dwarf, elf, human, and played just all the living crap out of it. By the way, I did buy Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I have almost 400 hours in it right now with that one. So I've been playing Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 in that one too. Uh, now in now the EA portal's gonna be a pain in the ass. So if you combine everything that I played in Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3, Inquisition included, I have close to 2,000 hours of gameplay time in those games. I bought all the Dragon Age novels, which I think there was only four, and I bought them and read them all. Um, love the Dragon Age universe. I thought they did a great, phenomenal job in writing and character development and um, Origins is not. Origins decided to crap itself. Or EA, sorry. It used to be Origin Launcher, now it's just EA. And then in Mass Effect itself, I've got well over 2,000 hours in Mass Effect. 'Cause I played every, both male, female, um, all the different love interests you can get, all the different dialogues you can get. The best dialogue banter I found in Mass Effect 3 is whenever you get on, if you have Tali, you pick Tali as your love interest in the third game, and no matter what companion between Liara and Ashley, and I think who else gets in the third game? That's in other games. That's pretty much it, really. You bring them on the dreadnought, and the dialogue, the banter dialogue in the background is just phenomenal. It's funny, and so you have now the new game coming out, Mass Effect. The new Mass Effect game's been, Mass Effect Andromeda. Oh, I did play that, by the way. I'm on my fourth playthrough in that one. Some of the dialogue in it is just horrible, but I love driving the vehicle. So I had when Veilguard was announced, first when it, of course when it was first the first name, when it was called the Dread Wolf. I was like, sweet, we're gonna get the story of Solace, and he's now the villain that we're gonna be dealing with, and we're gonna have to find a way to prevent him to break the veil. Well, and then we're gonna deal with all they said it's gonna be taking place in the north. Let's see. I'm spacing on names because I haven't played the game in a while, and plus I'm a bit absent-minded. Excuse me. Trying to. I'm trying to get the name correctly. Um, dealing with the Tranquil, dealing with that one. Harrowing, Apostate, Sir Wilds, Day of the Shells, Canary, Raven. The Deventer. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word. So I like the fact that it was also going to be taking place in the Deventer Imperium, and then we're going to do a historical fact on the Dementor Imperium and deal with the how magic rules the Dementor versus the other ones where they try to oppress and suppress magic in the other parts of the world. Um, so I was super excited for the Dreadwolf, and then of course they renamed it Veilguard. I was like, okay, fine, that still makes sense and everything, and then they go and list your companions, and I'm like, all right, whatever. As long as the game has a great connection to the other games, and that the stories is there. That's great and awesome. And then politics. Politics enter the mix. And what I mean by politics, I mean if you ever played Starfield, you get to pick your pronouns. Okay, fine, don't care. As long as it doesn't affect the gameplay and the story and the dialogue, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't care. Well, according to the tester in his interview, he stated that and well, okay, quick pause. Um, I saw an interview with a woman or individual. Sorry, I can't say she's a woman because I don't know if she's a woman because she didn't identify as a woman. She loved the fact that she was able to create a non-binary character with chest scars. Okay, so according to the tester, the um, your picking of pronouns and picking of gender type affects gameplay, not just in just everyday functionality of the thing, but also in your interaction with your companions. If you pick male gender with he him pronouns, you only get two options to have a romance in the game. If you pick female with he, she, her pronouns, you, I don't know, they didn't really specify on that one on how many romance options you have with that one. But if you pick male, non-binary, they them, female, non-binary, they them, you get a harem. You get to romance with multiple, with not just multiple, but polyamorous style relationship with everyone, every one of the companions in the game, not just one or two, but everyone. And the Canary companion not only is classified as non-binary, but introduces to you that they are non-binary. I mean, not just go out of the way and like casual mention. No, no. They walk up to you. Hi, I'm so and so. My name, I'm so and so. I am a non-binary individual. Well, and then reading all the blogs, postings, and from the actual game developers and their reactions to individuals who make up the majority of the market. And it's already been proven that with the failure of Concord, the failure of Dustborn, um, the soon to be failure of any other games that has DEI put into it, forced not just DEI, but forced DEI, forced um, gender politics, force meaning it's not an option for you to pick. It's not an option to stay away from. Like I couldn't play the game and just not interact with that. The completionist in me wants to play the game in every single functionality, every single way possible, and I will then be forced to deal with that. I was gonna pre-order the game on Monday, and I decided after seeing all that stuff, seeing all the backlash that it's given to the people who I'm willing to bet. To be honest, I've only met two people that would be classified as that classify themselves as non-binary, they them, and I have no problem with them. They're great individuals. I enjoy the conversations we have. I enjoy working with them on several events and everything. But of those two people, one plays any of the Dragon Age games, any of the Mass Effect games. They can care less about them. They don't. The other one didn't care less. So of the 10 years, or in this case now 14 years, I've met only 2 to 3 people who are part of the LGBTQ community that played those games. That has any memorabilia. That has anything else. I mean, obviously, I got Tali Zora here. Tali Zora is my favorite female character in the Mass Effect series. And I got her picture right here. I'll be honest, I got a body pillow. I have 2 other statues. I have another action figure of Tali Zora. Um, I missed one statue, because I couldn't afford it. But still, uh, it's frustrating to see such a uh, game that got me out of my funk. That got me out of my headspace for I mean, just even if it's only for just an hour, it got me out of my personal headspace of all my problems that I had to deal with in my life that I procrastinated on, and just see it shit upon. And in my case, because I'm a male, I am cis male. According to most people, I don't like putting titles on. Apparently, cis is a title I have to put on. Um, I feel that it's this is going to kill the franchise. Is going to kill BioWare, all for the sake of trying to please the less than 5% of players of the game. They're the ones that don't. Granted, I don't want to exclude them, but I don't want to force out other in what's going to keep the company in the red or in the black when it comes to their finances, when it comes to making other games, when it comes to making other products for other people. But this has now proven, Ubisoft is seeing the hit majorly hard. Sony just saw the hit from Concord. Uh, Dustborn is definitely not making its money back. And then to see one of the developers saying, don't care, don't pay attention to what anybody else says, just make a game, and who cares if you lose money. Make the product. It's not going to make its money back. It's definitely not going to do that. It's not going to get anywhere near to um, getting this money back. The original game creator and writer um, for Mass Effect, I think, left and then came back. And then when they were doing, he left in the middle of doing Andromeda, and I think that's what kind of killed it. It's I really didn't want to do this kind of talk, but when I saw the basic killing of my favorite one of my favorite franchises in series games, it's hard because it is going to kill it. Even if I bought the game, it wouldn't be enough to get anybody else to buy it because nobody else would have bought it. It's proven because they said that this game's going to be the next exciting game, and of course the sales there. I think right now is less than what 1% that they expected, or it's only barely 2% of what they expected. And shortly after that announcement, I got an email um, saying, "Hey, if you buy Dragon Age if you pre-order Dragon Age right now, you can uh, get put in for a drawing to have, or no, you get 6 months of the what's the word I'm looking for? You get 6 months of premium access to the Nvidia's uh, their launcher or their application that you get. You get 6 months of free premium access to that if you pre-order the game now through Nvidia. I mean, you see the masses amounts of, or not masses, but you see, correction, you see the big numbers of them scrambling to give out deals, to give out special items. I mean, I'll be honest. I looked at um, uh, the the bonus stuff you get if you pre-order it, and it's all skins. It has nothing that affects the game. It has nothing to enhance the game. It's just skins that any mod creator would create. It's not worth the price in my opinion. I was just going to buy them just the main game, and now I'm like going, why? if I play the game and I hit a point where a dialogue comes up that makes me want to walk away. I mean, Mass Effect 3, uh, at one point, when I bought Mass Effect 3, I went to the midnight release and ended up catching a cold. And then I was sick in bed for one day. I was actually sick for 3 days, but the first day I didn't get out of bed, couldn't do it. The second day I felt a little better, but I was like going, I really want to play this game. And so I hardcore played while sick Mass Effect 3. And when a scene happened, it actually made me want to stop playing because it was an emotional connection to a character, and that character dies. And I was like, when Morden, essentially when Morden dies, I was like, if he starts doing the patter song in the middle of his soon to be death, I'm like, I'm gone, I'm done, and I stopped playing it. Uh, I had to stop playing for a few minutes to recover myself, and then came on with the game again. I even talked to the director about it. I said, hey, this. The game itself overall was good, but this scene, this dialogue, this interaction with this character was phenomenal. And he goes, yeah, I put my heart into that. He wanted that scene to be that as it is, and it was, and so he was, that was what he wanted. He wanted that effect. And so right now, as it seems, they're, yeah, I'm easily distracted, by the way. I'm actually fiddling so I get myself distracted with my conversation here. So as it seems now, the game is not for the fans, both male and regular male fans, regular female fans, regular. I can't say regular. Regular's off. That's the wrong word. It's not for the people who put their heart into the game. That is who it's not designed for. It looks like. It looks like Dragon Age Veils. I mean, not only did they add the DEI, the identity, gender politics put into the game, um, but they also took the main villain to be being Solus, the Dreadwolf, and it seems that he has really nothing. I mean, even if it was somebody else doing it, it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have made any difference. The dialogue wouldn't have made any difference. And then you have um, the interaction with Varric, who, in the first game, yeah, Varric didn't exist, but Varric was also a storyteller. He was a guy who, he was like the narrator to the game. He's experiencing life, writing it in a book and everything. And you're playing out the story in the book that Varric wrote in the second game. And then in the third game, he's a semi-key character in the third game. Well, in this one, Varric is nothing more than a talking point. He's there to give dialogue and then just walk away. And he's not an actual companion to you. He's just a base advisor, much like how a couple of the characters were done from Dragon Age Origins into Dragon Age 3. It's, they're just a couple advisors now. They're not, barely, you interact with them, and that's pretty much it. And Varric was the same way, almost less than that, actually, according to the tester. So this is definitely not. This is definitely not a game for any of the fans, any of us that grew up with it, any of us that played it from the original, all the way, played it, suffered through 2, enjoyed 3. Um, unless someone gives it to me for free, or it shows up somewhere for $5, or someone gives it to me as a gift, I am less likely to want to buy the game now. Again, like I said, I was planning on buying it next week, but now it's what's the point if it's not designed for us? If it's not designed for the fans of the game, other than the minor individuals that barely play the game. I'll be honest, the people who were thrilled about being non-binary, who were gushing over the fact that you have chest scars from, breast removal, which I can understand if they put it in the game as a secondary character, as one of your companions that doesn't have them anymore due to a traumatic event that happened in the game. But why? And I mean, it's just like the developer who was in charge of the uh, character creation tool. So, in other words, if you don't want to play the default body in Mass Effect Andromeda, so the default character, I can care less if they're good looking or not. It's irrelevant. That's it's as long as you can create a design how you like it, it's fine. That should be the way. That should be the options. But this developer bragged on on an interview and also on X or Twitter at the time that as the lead character developing lead for the character developer, he purposely put it in there that you could not create your own version of a white male or white female character. The character creator allowed only people of color, and as a result of it, it limited it out. And he made that announcement, and then shortly after that announcement, he got fired, and there was a patch put in that allowed you now to make your own whatever you want male character or Caucasian or white character. I found this out the interesting way. I was kind of confused as to why I didn't want to make an Asian character. I didn't want to make that one, so I picked one that could be Latin based, I guess. And so I did tweakings, did conversions, and I made a female Latin character. Or Latin S. So in other words, if they came from Spain or if they came from, uh, well, let's see, Argentina or Brazil, you know, and when they revealed your dad, I left my I left the brother as the default brother, and when the dad revealed his face, he wasn't anywhere near to what my character's skin tone was, and I'm thinking, um, did mom cheat on you? Because your twin kids do not look like anything like you. So I put that in my head as my own character. All right. Wow, I've been talking for a long time. Okay. I got to do good bad flicks. So we're gonna do the recent. Go over the recent video. Yeah. Sorry. That's my Mass Effect rant. I had to do it. It frustrated me when I saw it, and I posted it onto X. My frustration, and it was. I needed to talk about it. I needed to get it off my chest. All right. Um, so what we're gonna do here? I really got to figure out what's going on with my system. I have to do a cleanup. We're going to do so. There's a Good Bad Flicks about 4 days ago released a video called 5 horror films from 5 different countries. Since of course it's Halloween, and
Step.
so we're gonna go right over that, and Cecil's going to tell you the um, the 5 horror films for Halloween. For or yeah, here we go.
Step outside of your comfort zone and check out some films beyond Hollywood. Here's 5 foreign horror films you may have overlooked. To keep this one interesting, each movie will be from a different country. Time Crimes. Time Crimes is a 2007 sci-fi horror film from Spain and directed by Nacho Vigalondo. It's about a guy who accidentally travels through time and screws things up. Then he goes back to try to fix what he did, which only makes things worse. So he goes back again, and you get the idea. Just for the record, I know I kind of glossed over the accidentally travels through time, but that's really just for brevity. The movie explains it in a much better way. Anyway, what a terrific film. Every time Hector time travels, he essentially makes a clone of himself that's in the same timeline. He has to keep trying to fix things, and the movie is trying to keep up with the continuity. I can't imagine how difficult it was to make sure that everything lined up right, which was updated with every run. In an interview, the writer-director stated that Chronocops, from the British sci-fi magazine 2000 AD, was the biggest influence. In Spain, the movie was released as Chrono Crimes, and then retitled to Time Crimes for the rest of the world. The movie had a very low budget, and as such, there were minimal visual effects. This is fine because the movie didn't need them. It won a bunch of festival awards, including Best Picture at the 2007 Fantastic Fest, and the Newcomer Awards at the 64th CEC Medals. In 2011, they announced a remake, but thankfully, that never happened. The movie is perfect, and making the exact film only in English will do nothing to improve it. The film's not available on Blu-ray, but it is on DVD. It's currently streaming on Amazon Prime, Tubi, and Hoopla. Terrified. Terrified's a 2018 horror film from Argentina and directed by Damian Rugna. The movie's about a neighborhood in Buenos Aires that is suffering from all sorts of paranormal events. The people are at their wits' end, so they bring in a team of paranormal experts to investigate the phenomenon. The movie's kind of like Poltergeist in Argentina. Now, the two films do things differently, and there's no ancient burial ground thing here. It's actually a completely unique reason as to why all these spirits are converging in this one place. The movie premiered in 2017 at the Morbido Festival in Mexico. It then had a small theatrical run in Argentina before going to the streaming platform Shudder. Apparently, Guillermo del Toro wanted to remake this, but that was in 2018, so I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope not. The director of the original announced he was writing a sequel during the lockdowns in 2020, and that one, I hope, does happen. The movie's scary, not in a constantly startling way, but in a holy shit kind of way. There are some jump scares, but they are earned jumps, not cheap. The ghosts in the film are nasty and things get really messy. It's also deeply disturbing with a lot of, I don't want to spoil it, let's just say that things happen to kids that would not happen in a film released by current year Hollywood. Another reason why Guillermo del Toro's remake shouldn't happen. Even with all his clout, the studio would still make him water it down. Anyway, Terrified got a Blu-ray release in 2020 by RLJ. It's available to stream on Shudder and AMC+. Gonjiam Haunted Asylum. Haunted Asylum is a 2018 found-footage horror film from South Korea, from director Jung Bun-sik.
Not a fan of
The movie's about a very popular paranormal YouTuber who gathers up a bunch of his fans to do a live stream of them exploring a haunted insane asylum. The whole thing starts off fairly lighthearted, and then it hits a point where, oh snap, this is all real. The movie's based on the real haunted location, the Gonjiam Psychiatric Hospital. It's reported to be one of the most haunted locations in South Korea. I read that they were allowed to get some exterior shots of the hospital, but were not allowed to go inside to film. So the vast majority of the movie was filmed in the National Maritime High School in Busan. They were able to get the blueprints of the hospital, and the set designers recreated the hospital as closely as they could. The movie is a bit similar to the Canadian indie film Grave Encounters, where a paranormal reality TV crew investigate a haunted asylum. This one is also really good, but it plays out a good deal differently from Haunted Asylum. You can't deny the similarities, but you can watch both back to back and have two separate experiences. There's a moment I want to include here, but decided not to because it spoils one of the best scares in the film. However, if you want to see it, I'll include it as this week's stinger after the end. The movie did well theatrically. It made over 21 million worldwide,
Wow.
which makes it the second highest grossing Korean film, with 2003's A Tale of Two Sisters taking the top spot. An amazing movie that was later remade in the US as the not so great Uninvited. Haunted Asylum did get a Blu-ray release in 2018 from Wellgo. It's currently available for streaming on Amazon Prime, Shudder, and Tubi. Raw. Raw is a 2016 horror film from France, directed by, forgive me for butchering the name, Julia Ducournau? The movie's about Justine, a vegetarian who's on her first day at veterinary school. In the first week, the older students, one of them being her older sister, are hazing the younger students, and Justine is forced to eat raw rabbit kidneys. This starts her craving for meat. Raw meat. This is a very underappreciated body horror film. Even though the film received a great deal of critical acclaim when it first hit, it's flown under most people's radar since then. The movie is downright disgusting at times, and for that, it did get some flack. However, it's all part of the storytelling. This was a horror movie that was designed to make you feel horror. It was shot in Belgium because the American style of college campuses don't exist in France. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 2016, where it won the International Federation of Film Critics Prize. It continued to win awards at various film festivals for the rest of the year, and had a small theatrical run in the US in March of 2017. The movie was released on Blu-ray by Monster Pictures and then re-released by Shout Factory. It's not available for streaming, but it is on video on demand. Tales of Terror.
Let me pause it. I actually did see it on streaming. That's how I saw it, and it is definitely worth watching. Yeah.
Haunted Apartment. Tales of Terror Haunted Apartment is a 2005 horror film from Japan directed by Akio Yoshida. The movie's about a father and daughter who move into an old apartment building where the inhabitants are acting just a little strange. They come to find out the place is haunted, and they can't leave or else the spirit that lives there will kill them. This is a spin-off from the anthology horror TV series Tales of Terror from Tokyo. The series led to the film Tales of Terror from Tokyo and All Over Japan in 2004. While there were others in the series, this one is the standout. If you've seen a fair amount of J-horror, you know what to expect. Although, just because you know what to expect, it doesn't make it any less effective. The ghosts in the film are scary, but it's the people that live there that make this even weirder. It's a very strange film that does have the feel of a made-for-TV movie, but that doesn't make it any less engaging. You can just tell that they did have a limited budget. The movie's genuinely scary with plenty of tense moments. Also, much like a lot of J-horror, you know the whole thing is not going to end well. The movie was released on DVD and it's out of print. It's not available for streaming. It is on YouTube, but there's no English subs. Although if you know where to look, you should be able to find subs to sync with the video. On the other hand, Tales of Terror from Tokyo is on YouTube with English subs. There you go, plenty of horror from elsewhere in the world to help you get into the spooky side of things. Lots more to come. I'll see you next time.
All right. I'm not going to give away the special ending. Talks about the final one. Yeah. I'm sorry I went on the long rant about Dragon Age. I just felt so disappointed, so despondent because of it.
Listen.
Oh, why did it open up twice? Okay. So yeah. Let's end the episode. Yeah, that's. Oh, there's always things you just don't want to talk about. I was going to end it on. Let's see if I can find it. There's a song I was going to play today, but I decided not to for Mass Effect. We're going to do a Dragon Age song. If I can find it. Yeah, this is a song done 12 years ago. So this was after. This is from Dragon Age 2. From Miracle of Sound, Gavin Dunn. Again, one of those really good performers that it shows how he loves his video games. And so this is the video for the Dragon Age song called "The Age of the Dragon" by Miracle of Sound.
Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Take a seat and I will recite you a tale of bold adventures spanning both sides of the veil. I knew a champion, we traveled far and wide. We saw so many wonders roving side by side. In the streets of Kirkwall we brought help to those in need. Word had spread so quickly of our dealings and our deeds. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk. Into the deepest roads we ventured in the black. If we had only known what we were bringing back. We felt the fire of every temper, every mage, caught in the crossfire of their politics and rage. Had to pull some strings and get them off each other's backs. There was so much greater danger waiting to attack. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk. Just a lowly refugee, your champion arrived. Round shores of Ferelden fade to Kirkwall's buzzing hive. Rose above the poverty and rose above the pain. My friend became the savior of the white city of chains. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk.
That was good. All right, I did my long ass rant. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I guess while I did, I had, like I said, I had to get it off my chest. I had to actually talk about it. I had to tell something. It it it, it frustrates me to no end on sometimes. So tomorrow, what we're going to do, I will do a Miracle Sound again tomorrow. I will play the Mass Effect song that I was going to play. Um, but you know, life's little games. So say this. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for. Hope you didn't mind my rant so much. And I hope that everything else. I pray that everything else goes well with you. And as I go into my transition to trying to move to my company's location in the next month. So say this to all of you: be nice, be kind, and I hope you find your happy little rainbows. Goodbye.